Graphing circles. When graphing circles, we need to know the center and the radius at least. It's sometimes helpful to also know the intercepts because that can help us graph by hand. If you have a computer or a graphing calculator, it's easy either way. Okay, recall that x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. That's our standard form equation. If it's in standard form, we can remember that our center is hk and our radius is r. So we're going to use that information to graph our circles. Alright, so for this first example, we have x plus 1 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 17. So that would mean my hk is going to be negative 1, 1, and my radius is going to be the square root of 17. Now when actually graphing it, it might be helpful to see what the square root is as a decimal. So it is roughly equal to about 4.12. So a little more than 4 is my radius. So then I'm going to graph it. So my center is negative 1, 1. So I'm going to graph that point. And then I'm going to graph my radius from there. So I'm going to go out 1, 2, 3, 4, and a little bit more than 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a little bit more than 4. And then if you just connect all of those points outside, then that'll be your circle. It's not going to be a perfect circle because you're just kind of sketching it by hand, but that's the idea. That's a relative circle with the center at negative 1, 1. This next one, we have the center of 3, negative 3, and our radius is square root of 4, which is 2. So I'm going to graph 3, negative 3, and then I'm going to go from there, and I'm going to find my radius of 2, radius of 2, radius of 2, and radius of 2, and connect those. And there is my circle. Okay, the last example here, we're going to take our standard form equation and our intercepts to graph our equation. So my HK, my center, is going to be a negative 5, 4, with my radius of 5, square root of 25. And then my intercepts, negative 2, 0, negative 8, 0, and 4, 0. No, sorry. Switch that around. Should be 0, 4. All right, so now I'm just going to graph all of those points. So negative 5, 4. It's right there. That's my center point. And then from there, I'm going to graph my intercepts. Negative 2, 0, negative 8, 0, and 0, 4. So those are my intercepts. And then I can find my radius. And then I can connect all of those points on the outside, and that would be my circle. So it's just having an abundance of information to help you draw your circles. So there you go. There's your final equation, or your final graph. So that's it for your notes over graphing circles. Go through the practice problems. Make sure you can graph them, because on the quiz you're going to have to solve and graph and find all of the important points. So make sure you know how to do all of those things.